Hey guys, Harrison here, bringing you another video this week. I decided I was going to show you how to do some really basic maintenance to help clean up your computer. I have a lot of friends that really don't check, their caches or, their download folders. They never defrag their computer. They never update their computer. They never clean out their disks. And unfortunately, a lot of that gets backed up and it gets saved, and it never ever gets erased. Um, which is why, if you ever notice your computer ever running slow and you have a Windows machine, I'm going to show you how to do some really easy things, some really quick things, so that you can learn how to clean up your computer without having to take it to Best Buy or Staples or any type of computer repair center where they're going to charge you tons and tons of money to go ahead and go through all of these processes. So it's really easy. So all I did was, and I'll show that again for you guys who are not normal computer users. I went to the Start menu and I went to the Control Panel. And the Control Panel is where you can really change all the little settings about your computer. So if you ever wanted to get rid of a program on here that I really didn't like for example, I guess this got installed with some other software I must have recently installed. Well, I don't want this. I don't really know what it is. AbiWord. I don't want it. It's gone. I'm going to uninstall, and I'm going to go through this little process of, yes, delete all of it. And now it's going to go through the process of uninstalling and getting rid of this program that I really don't even want. And all it's doing is taking up space on my hard drive. So this is one example of helping to clean up your hard drive, where you just have all these, these little programs that take up space. And for someone who downloads, a lot of, it could be movies or music or pictures, you're going to want to save as much hard drive space, as possible. So I'm not going to delete any more of my programs, but I thought I would definitely just show you. I will get rid of these fast read converter. Not even. So it came with a computer. I just bought this computer. It's a new Asus computer, and I'm liking it so far. But it definitely came with some other stuff. Okay, I don't really care about it's timing it. It's you're sorry to see me down. I don't believe you. Okay. So I got rid of that one. For the sake of this video, I'm only going to show you how to do those two, because there's other ones I want to delete. But I'm not going to sit here and delete them all night. So as I said before, we're going to go through some maintenance. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go to System and Security and click on System Security. It's going to bring you to all these different menus that you can choose from. The first one that you're going to want to do, which is going to really clear up a lot of old files and cookies and help clear out your cache, is you want to hit this button that says Free Up Disk Space. And so what this is actually going to do is it's going to take your current drive that you have set up for your operating system, and it's going to basically clean it for you. You don't even have to do anything else. What's going to happen is it's going to assess, how many, as it's saying, scanning system error memory dump files. Well, if you're curious to what a system error memory dump file is, whenever your computer experiences a small or minor crash, something that you may not even see. Like, let's say Google Chrome decided it's not going to work anymore for today. Well, when Google Chrome says Google Chrome has failed to load, or Google Chrome unexpectedly quit, well, that's a system error memory dump file. And what the computer does is it saves and logs all those files, and they get saved onto this disk that you have. And this disk is it helps store all the files and information that ends up coming onto your computer. So basically what you want to do is, there's all these boxes that are unchecked, and what you want to do is you really want to check them all, because what it is it's just system logged information that you really do not need. It's unnecessary. These are used for really for corporate use, business use, where um, computer people, the IT staff are going to go in and they're going to want to see, how are people using the computer, what are they downloading, if the computer does crash. This is where they would go. Their first look would be the initial disk, or the startup disk, and that would tell them exactly what's going on, and it would give them the error report, which tells them exactly what's going on with the computer. So as you see, I've selected all of these, and it's told me I'm going to gain about 827 megabytes. Well, what that means is, I'm going to hit OK, just so you know. It's going to do this for me. Yes, delete these files. So what that means is I have 827 megabytes worth of garbage from downloading stuff, from all these system error reports, and just like that, they're all gone. That's all cleared out. But what that amount of memory has to do with is, your computer has something called RAM, or random access memory. And what RAM does is it allows for you to have multiple programs open at once without the computer actually lagging. So it's about memory. It's about having enough power to for the brain of the computer to be able to manage a bunch of programs at once. So when that disk becomes full to maybe more than how many megabytes or how many gigabytes you have, your computer's at full capacity at that point, and it has no memory left to give to the programs, which is why your computer would be running slow. But obviously, because mine's a new computer and I just bought it recently, it didn't really have that much. 827 megabytes is not very much, especially since my computer actually has 12 gigabytes of RAM. It's a little excessive. Most come with between, today I think, about 4 to 8 gigabytes. But yeah, so that's the first part of doing some maintenance. The next part we're going to do is actually we're going to do some updates. Once again, it's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to go ahead and check for updates, and obviously you can see my computer is not up to date. Microsoft usually comes out with a new update probably about once every week, and it's really about maintenance. It's about making sure that your operating system is running to its best ability. And sometimes they include security packs, things that help protect your computer from viruses and spyware, and just overall improve the performance of the operating system so everything runs smoothly. So whenever you got these little bubbles down the corner, let's see if I can adjust the screen so you can see, down here in this little corner, get these notifications from the notification center. Obviously I don't have any because it's not saying I really need to update anything or there's any big problems. It even says no current issues detected. When you get a notification down there that says computer needs to update, or Windows updates are available, I highly recommend that you do them. If it comes down to a timing thing where you don't have enough time to sit there at the computer, well, I would definitely download the updates, and then if you're on your way out, just shut down the computer. And what that's going to do is it's going to install the updates while you're actually away. The computer will keep running without you even be there. It doesn't need you to be there in order to install these updates. But as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and install these updates real quick just to show you what it's going to do. So yeah, this is Windows Malicious Software Removal Tool. So this is for it's improving the virus removal or virus protection for this computer. So I'm going to hit yes, I accept the license terms, and finish. And so what it's doing is now it's going to go ahead and install all these updates. For the sake of the video, I'm not actually going to sit here and wait for them to update. So I'm going to minus this for right now. Actually, I'm going to go back while that's doing that. So that's going to keep updating in the background. You don't even need to worry about it. Eventually, a window will come up saying that the updates have been installed, and that it's going to ask you to most likely restart your computer, which you will have to do at some point. Even if you don't do it when it asks you, it will say, do you want to postpone this, and you can say yes or no, and you can decide when you want to restart the computer. But the computer will have to be restarted or shut down and turned back on in order to install those new updates. And those updates will make the computer run smoother and faster than it were before, especially if you've never updated your computer before. The last thing, well, second to last thing I guess you could do is defragment your hard drive. What that does is, whenever you say something to your computer, your hard drive is kind of like a it's kind of like a library to an extent. There's tons and tons of files, or books in this case, since I'm comparing it to a library. There's tons of books in a library, except whenever you download something on your computer, it's not organized like a library. It just throws it onto the hard drive. It says, I don't care where it goes as long as it gets saved. So it just throws on your hard drive, and what happens is you have all these different files that are all spread out amongst your hard drive. They're not organized and filed right next to each other like they would be, in a normal library. So what you would do is you would just hit, oh, and here's my updates. As I said before, my notification center came up and it said, Windows installed new updates. Click to see which ones were installed. So anyway, back to this defragmentation. What's going to happen is, you'll hit defragment disk, and it will analyze. Or you can just hit analyze if you want to see what you will gain from doing the defragmentation. But if you hit defrag, it will do everything for you by itself. And it's basically going to take all your files and compress them together and clean them all up, so everything's organized, so that when you are looking for files on your computer can retrieve the file a lot faster than if it was not defragged. So for the sake of this video, I'm not going to actually go through the whole process, because it does take quite a bit of time. But this is something that you can let it run in the background. You can just hit defragment disk and minus it out, and it will do everything by itself. So for right now, I'm just going to close this out. The last thing you could do is, depending on whether your computer is a laptop or a desktop, is power options. Now, as you can see here, there's different power plans, and what these are is, when your computer came programmed from the factory, it comes with these preset power plans that basically allow your computer to either draw all the current it's supposed to, some of the current, or how much battery life it should be using. But if you're using a desktop, I'm going to tell you right now, do not worry about being balanced. Do not worry about power saver. If you're looking for your computer to have the fastest it's going to be, you're going to want to say high performance. What that does is, it tells the computer, don't worry about how much energy it's going to use. Just make sure you do everything to the best of your ability. I had it set on Power 4 Gear Entertainment, which is actually for this computer is high performance. I just made this just in case if this doesn't have the settings that I wanted. So yeah, that's really about it as far as minor maintenance for these computers. Switch the battery plan, and if you're using a laptop, it comes down to how often you have the laptop plugged in. If you really don't have it plugged in, you're constantly moving all the time, you probably want to put it on power saver, because you want to save all your battery life. And if you're not in a big rush to charge your computer, you have a mobile laptop, you can just put it on balance, and it will have a nice balance between both healthy energy and giving you some performance with it. But since my computer is always plugged in, I'm going to put it on high performance. I'm just going to leave it like that. So that is how to do pretty much all of the basic maintenance that you'd ever really need to do on a Windows machine, as far as being a user. Obviously, if you really want to get into making your computer run like it's brand new, you can do a full operating system reinstall, and that would basically build you'd be starting your computer as if it came right out of the box. So this is Harrison, and this is my video on regular maintenance for your Windows machine. Thanks again.